Good morning and welcome to San Juan del Sur in the southwest part of Nicaragua, very close to the border of Costa Rica. About 15,000 people live here, and it's the most popular tourist place in all of Nicaragua. Most people come here to surf or party, but there's also some other highlights which I'm going to show you today. We have nature very close here. It's just like a 10-minute walk and you're in the forest. So I'm gonna take you to two places. The first one is Cristo de la Misericordia, Merciful Christ, which is apparently one of the biggest Christ statues in the world. It's on the top of a hill over here. It's kind of difficult walk, or it's a road, but it's very steep, so I'm doing it now when there's an overcast, because when the sun is shining it's very tough going up there. But it's worth it because the view is amazing. Most people go there, but what most people going here miss out is the second place I'm going to, which is the whale watching point. I met so many people who have been here on their trips and they haven't even heard about it, and some people, some expats living here, starting business here, haven't even been there because they don't know it exists. It's a little bit difficult finding it. It's on the map, but Google Maps shows you the wrong way. So if you go with Google Maps, you won't find it. So I'm gonna try to explain how to get there. And a funny story is, 1 year ago when I was there, they told me that you won't see any whales because they arrive early in December. This was like December 1st or something like that, so I was like, then I should be able to see them if I'm lucky. So I went up there, and of course I didn't see them. I stayed there for maybe 2 hours or something. I had some breakfast, a coffee, a cigar, and I was very patient, but I didn't see anything. But the next day I went up again, and I stayed there for about 3 hours, and it paid off. That year I was the first one to see the whales coming to Nicaragua for that season. I saw 3 whales in the distance coming up and taking air and blowing out some water, and I got chills all through my body. It was one of the best experiences I've ever had in nature. I've seen a lot of animals, but that was amazing because it was so unexpected. If you go on a whale watching boat tour, then you kind of expect seeing them. It's the same thing when you see dolphins when you're just out diving or something. You don't count on seeing them. So it's a very nice surprise when you see wild animals that you don't expect to see. So first I'm going to the Christ statue, and then we're going to the whale watching point, which I highly recommend everyone going to, because it's also a very beautiful spot with a very cute little restaurant and a lighthouse. And there's lots of flowers. It's like a garden, so it's very beautiful, and I highly recommend going there. At the moment I'm trying to find a tattoo and smoking shop. I'm not getting a tattoo, I only make my tattoos at a friend's shop in Sweden. But I need to refill my torch lighter so I can light my cigars. I've been asking around everywhere and people say no, you can't buy lighter gas in Nicaragua, but of course you can. You can buy it in any country, you just need to find the correct store to buy it in. And here it's a tattoo and smoke shop. So hopefully they have it. It would be strange if they didn't. Except for those highlights I mentioned, people go here for surfing. The surfing here is excellent, and they have so many beaches. There's just one beach here in San Juan del Sur, but there are daily shuttle buses to all the other beaches, and they are like 5 minutes away or 10, so they are very close. Or you can rent a motorcycle, because all motorcycles here are equipped with a surfboard holder, so you can bring your surfboard on your motorcycle. This is also the place to go if you want to party. San Juan del Sur is very known for Sunday Fun Day, which is a party that starts at 12 in the day at one hostel, and then every 4th hour you go to another hostel until you're at the 4th hostel, where you stay from like 10 in the evening until very, very late. So you basically party for about 15-16 hours or something. It's not for me. I'm not a party guy anymore because I get so hungover, and yeah, it's just not my thing. But most people coming here do it. They have like 500 visitors each day. So that's what people do here. They party and they surf and they enjoy Nicaragua. Also worth mentioning is that everything here is very, very, very cheap. You can go into a supermarket and buy a beer for $1. If you go to a pub, the same beer is about $2. A rum and coke, also $2. A little bit more advanced drinks are $4. Like maybe a margarita instead of a rum and coke. You can have a typical Nicaraguan dinner or breakfast for $3. A very nice dinner for less than $10. So it's very, very, very cheap here. I was at a restaurant the other day and I had one rum and coke and a cigar, which was $2 plus $5. And you are allowed to smoke anywhere here. I was going outside the restaurant to have my cigar, and the owner of the restaurant came to me and said, why did you leave? You can smoke inside if you want. So Nicaragua is not at all like neighboring countries, especially Costa Rica. Costa Rica, you are not allowed to smoke even on the outside place of the restaurant. So Nicaragua is a very, very nice place. Now let's find the smoke shop. I think I actually walked past it while I was talking to you. It's difficult navigating and talking with you guys at the same time. I forgot to mention, yesterday I had this amazing dinner. I had two garlic lobsters, grilled garlic lobsters with French fries, rice, salad, and it was only, let me see, $16 for 2 lobsters with all those accessories to it. And the beer was, as I said, like $2, so for about $18 I had beer, 2 lobsters and everything I needed. So yeah, you don't need a lot of money going here, but still you have to pay for everything every day, so you still use a lot of money, but much less than in Costa Rica, for example. The smoke shop is supposed to be right here. I don't see it, but I have to check my map. Mission accomplished. It wasn't in the tattoo and smoke shop, which I'm about to pass in just a few seconds. It was in a t-shirt shop. But the gas was $12 and my lighter costs $4, so I didn't want to buy the gas for like 3 times the price of what a new lighter costs. Unfortunately, they didn't sell lighters, but I managed to get a deal to just refill my lighter with a can he had. He just wanted to sell me the entire can at first, but when I was about to walk away, he changed his mind and let me refill my lighter for $2. So that's much better. Gas isn't supposed to cost $12 either. It's usually $1 or $2 for a can, so I don't think he knew what he was talking about. As you might notice, there's a wide variety of buildings here. Some ones are new and some ones are very old and like torn, or like you can see that they had suffered the test of time. Poor little parrot inside a very small cage. But what you're going to see when we walk to the Christ statue is the nicest houses in the entire area. The houses on the way there are like so luxurious and they are super, super nice. also very pricey. They cost millions of dollars. And when we go to the whale watching point, you will see the opposite. People living in actual sheds. It looks like misery. I mean, you can't believe people are living in houses like that. So on this little walk, you will see the nicest places in the area and the worst places in the area. And just because you're going through a bad neighborhood doesn't mean you have to be scared that there are like bad people living there or something. So don't be worried, just go there. Now we are entering the beach. The beach here is not very nice at the entrance, but once you get on the beach, it's very nice. There are no sunbeds, and the distance between the restaurant and the water is like 100 meters or something, which is nice, so they don't like occupy the entire beach. So here we are. Over there, behind that hill, through the jungle, is the whale watching point. And this will be difficult, but up there, I hope I'm pointing correctly, up there is the Cristo de la Misericordia statue, which is where we are going first. The beach is huge, so this will take a while, but up on those hills with the Christ statue are the luxurious houses, and all the way walking through that area are also the very nice houses. I just realized I sometimes say Jesus statue and sometimes I say Christ statue. I don't know, is that the same thing? Maybe that's a stupid question for me, being I'm not a Christian, but I was born in a Christian country and I entered the church when I was born, but now I have exited the church because I'm like an atheist. But I do enjoy religious stuff like monuments, churches, and it doesn't matter if they are Catholic or Christian or whatever religion they are. I think all the beautiful things are nice. It doesn't even has to be religious. I mean, it can be just an old, colorful, nice building. They have a lot of that in Granada and León. León is where I'm going next. I was in Granada last year. Both cities are old colonial cities, so they are like a mix of Spain and Central America. Talking about Granada, today is Friday and a lot of people from here are going to Granada and stay there till tomorrow, because they have a treehouse party, which is also very, very famous here in Nicaragua. All backpackers that like to party and are in Granada, they go to this treehouse party. And it's so popular that people even leave San Juan del Sur for a day just to go on that party. So Fridays is the treehouse party and Sunday is Sunday Fun Day right here in San Juan del Sur. Going up to the statue includes a river crossing, I forgot to mention. So bring your flip-flops or be prepared to take your shoes off, because you have to cross a river. And the same thing goes when you are looking for a place to stay here in San Juan del Sur. I highly recommend staying on this side of the river, so you're on the same side as the city center. There's a lot of Airbnbs and hostels on the other side of the river, but there are like no restaurants or any nightlife at all there. So every time you want to go into San Juan del Sur city center, you have to cross the river. And if you are dressed up for a night out, maybe you don't want to walk through a river, then you have to walk around it, which is a detour of maybe 30 or 40 minutes, or you have to take a taxi. So I'm staying very close to the city center. It's much easier, and the area across the river is of course a little bit cheaper, but there's like nothing there, so I don't see the point in staying there. You will just end up spending a lot of time transporting yourself back and forth from your hostel to the city center. But going up there, you need to cross the river, and there's two options. At the moment the tide is low, I think, so you can walk, but when there's a high tide you either need to swim, or there's a nice family making some extra money. They live close to the river and they have a boat, so they can take you over. I don't know what they charge, but I guess it's not more than like $1 or something, so it's not expensive, but it's still complicated if you have to do it like 2 or 3 times every day. So I highly recommend staying on this side of the river. At the moment it looks like it's a very low tide, so I maybe don't even have to take my flip-flops off. It even looks like you can cross it with, if you have proper shoes, like my hiking shoes that are waterproof, because the water doesn't look so high at the moment. It's kind of early in the morning, that might be why. The last time I went to the statue was in the afternoon and the water was much higher, like covered half of my body or something, so I had to empty my pockets and wear some swim shorts instead of normal shorts and take off my shoes. So just a friendly advice, then you make up your own mind where you want to live and how you want to cross the river. It's very windy today. It's like a sandstorm. Over there is the little boat, but at the moment there's not much water here at all, so I think we can cross this without any problems. There are 2 ladies over there hesitating about crossing, so I guess the water is deeper than I thought. I see they have regular shoes and were about to cross, but changed their mind. And now we can see that it's actually a little bit more water than I thought. But since I don't have any shoes, it's not a problem. Just walk right through it. But as I said, usually the water is much higher than this. But at the moment it's not much to talk about. Just a simple little crossing and we're over. But if you wear regular shoes, you have to do like she just did over there. You have to take them off. But it's worth it. The only thing is that when I go with regular shoes, that you have to like remove all the sand and put your socks on, and that takes more time than the actual river crossing, because you don't want any sand at all. It's so annoying and you get like blisters on your feet. I don't recommend doing hikes in flip-flops either, but I'm walking slowly, and yeah, I already know the path up there and it's not that difficult. If it was like a small path instead of a road, I would use shoes, but because flip-flops aren't made to be hiking in. But this is not a hike. Both places we're going to have roads going there, so of course it's easier walking in shoes, but this is more comfortable and makes the river crossings much easier. We now have here you can see the difference. Over there is a not so nice house, and to the right of it is like a luxury house, and then you have like luxury villa, luxury villa, luxury villa, super luxury villa. There are so many nice houses here. Then all of a sudden you see like a place that you can't even believe someone lives in it, because it looks so torn or time tested. I don't know how you say. It looks very old and it looks poor, which it is. People here live on like $200 a month, and some people spend that in a day here. So yeah, it's a very poor country, and that's why it's cheap for us being here. I think they make like 4 or 5 or 6 times less here than in Costa Rica, for example. And Costa Rica is about 3 to 4 times more expensive also, so their salary reflects the prices of things, I guess. I got this cute dog following me, but that's not what I wanted to show. I wanted to show you where to exit the beach. so you don't keep on walking over there, because if I remember correctly, you can't exit the beach there if you don't have access to that hotel over there. So this is the public exit if you're coming from the city center and going to the Christ statue. And when you come here, you might be tempted to go over there, but we will go up here and take the first left. I think you can probably go over there also and take a right and then a left, but let's go this way and see what's burning over here. As I said in my Costa Rica video, there are Los Angeles fires going on at the moment, so you are not supposed to make fires. Not in Costa Rica or not in Nicaragua either, but that looked controlled, so maybe it's fine. I don't know. Many people don't have a lot of options here. Recycling isn't as big as it is for us in Europe, for example, so they burn garbage and they don't have a compost, so they burn their leaves also. Here we turn left. So it's easy for us to tell them what to do, but it's not as easy for them to do what we suggest them to do, if you understand what I mean. It's not black and white. They live under different circumstances than we do. Here we have one of the nicer villas with a large wall and electric fence. And here we have these are the signs you are supposed to follow. They are a little bit old, but there are signs, so once you enter this area, look for those signs. Here we have some empty lots. I don't know if they are for sale or not, but it looks like it because they are putting rubber bands around the trees, so maybe in a couple of years there will be more luxury villas here. Here's another one, and right next to it is an older house, as I said. So it's a mixture of rich people from the United States or Europe maybe living here together with the poorer locals. Like here is a very nice resort, and here inside is someone's like private house for a poorer Colombian I mean Nicaraguan family. But once you get up here, it's mostly new buildings. I guess they gave the locals very good offers to sell their house and build new luxury houses here. The really poor area is going to the whale watching point. But also in the city center you can see that people aren't very rich. Even the hostels and the hotels are kind of worn. So here is a boom, but it doesn't cost anything. You just walk up here and follow the signs. That was a bus full of lazy tourists. If it's within walking distance, I always walk. It gives you some exercise, you meet locals, you see stuff that they don't see, and yeah, just enjoy it. And you save a couple of dollars that you can spend on an ice cold beer once you arrive. Here's the beach hotel I was talking about, and here's the sign telling you to go right, and from now on you just follow this road and then you will come to the statue. I just realized his name is Jesus Christ, so I guess, as I was asking earlier, Jesus and Christ are the same, because that's his name, Jesus Christ. But the statue is called Cristo de la Misericordia, merciful Christ. And you can't see how steep this is because of the camera, but trust me, it's very, very steep. I wouldn't want to go up here or down. in a car when it's raining, because it would be very slippery and difficult to get your car or motorcycle to stop. I'm gonna catch my breath and see you on the top. Another good reason for walking everywhere is that it clears your mind. If you are depressed or sad, it goes away. If you are bored, walk. I mean, walking helps you with a lot of things. I love it. Especially when there's a rough walk like this. It's like almost like running. You get so exhausted so you don't have time to think about your problems or being sad or depressed. Maybe your problems return after the walk, but at least you have a couple of hours where you don't think about anything. So walking is good for almost all problems, I think. Here's the last stair up to the entrance, and if I remember correctly, the entrance fee is $2 or 80 Cordobas. Let's find out. Here's the entrance. Hola, ¿cuánto cuesta?
80 Córdoba o $2.
80 Córdoba. Gracias. Oh, disculpa. Since this is TV, I had the money prepared because I knew what he was going to say. $2 or 80 Cordobas. And now we are here. Cristo de la Misericordia. And it has a sign saying something also. Let's see what it says. There's a lot of people here at the moment. Maybe you're better off going in the middle of the day when there's no clouds, because people stay out of the sun. Jesus enti confio. In Jesus we trust, maybe. Confio, maybe confidence. I'm not sure about this one. As I've mentioned earlier, I'm not that strong a Spanish speaker, but sounds about right. I think I read that it's 10 meters or 30 feet, so it's massive. And you can see it from all of San Juan del Sur, which is here in the background. See the bay with all the boats and the village of San Juan del Sur. And the whale watching point is on the other side of that hill. And behind the clouds, I can see it with my eyes, but I don't think the camera can pick it up. Over there is Costa Rica. Costa Rica is less than an hour drive, but you have to go with your car like this. So if you go straight, it's just a couple of kilometers to Costa Rica. 10 maybe. I'm gonna walk up here and get even closer to the statue. Maybe you can see just how massive it is. The wind is so strong today. It's beautiful. Also underneath it, down here, is a chapel where you can go and say some prayers if you want to. As I said, I'm not a believer, but still a nice place to go. I will go there and film it from the outside, because you are not supposed to film it on the inside. And I'm not gonna disturb the people that are praying, if there are any inside. Also here you have some baños, if you need to go to the bathroom. And here is the small chapel with Santa Claus on the entrance. There's actually no one inside, so we're not disturbing anyone. So that's Cristo de la Misericordia. Now I'm gonna walk all the way back on the beach, and over there in that valley I'm gonna show you how to get to the whale watching point, because it is a little bit difficult finding the way if you don't have a guide or someone telling you where to go, because as I said, Google Maps shows you the complete wrong way. You won't get there using the roads Google Maps says. So let's go back down again. Just for perspective, do you see the people walking down there? It might not look as we are high up, but we are really high up. The people down there are like super small. I don't even know if you can see them. They are right there. Did you see how small those people were? The time is now 11:36, and when I get to the restaurant at the whale watching point, I will check my watch again, so you get an idea of how long it takes to walk from here to the whale watching point. I think it's about 5 kilometers or something, so it's kind of far. But the views are amazing. Look at that. I love this place. It's so beautiful. And as I said, the most popular place in all of Nicaragua. And you will get views like that on the way to the whale watching point as well. So it's well worth going there. Let's try to remember 11:46. 11:36. Now it's actually 37. So let's go. I didn't have time to turn my camera on, but there you had some proof about how steep this hill is. The guys came in a taxi and it just stopped. It wasn't powerful enough to go uphill, so they all had to get out and push the car up. And the funny thing was, like, there were so many people in the taxi that one of them were hanging out outside the window, and when they passed me she was like, "Hola baby," and then the car stopped, so right next to me, so she was a little bit ashamed. She probably thought they would just drive past me. She didn't expect the car to stop right next to me after she said that to me. But as I said, fun things happen when you're out walking. That was a fun experience. Too bad I didn't start my camera quickly enough, but still funny. Also, as you can see, I took my shirt off because it's so hot. My shirt felt like as if I had been swimming with it, but I haven't. It's just sweat, so this is better. I usually don't walk around topless like this, but this is a surf town and it's accepted here. I don't do it inside cities, for example, but this is a surf and beach town and it's completely acceptable here. This is nice. They are freshening up the harbor, making it more beautiful. So now they are painting the dolphin or whatever fish it is. No, it's a spearfish, not a dolphin. And here they are making a new sign. So if you ever go here, this will probably look a lot nicer than it does now. They have been doing a lot of renovations here since last time I was here 1 year ago, so that's nice. They are putting some effort into making this place even more beautiful. I forgot to tell you that they don't accept credit cards at the whale watching point, so I just need to go to my hostel to pick up some money, and I'm also gonna buy a beer just to show you how cheap they can be, and because I'm thirsty, of course. There's like this small little hole in the wall over here where I know they sell very cheap beer. So let's go there and see how much they charge me for a Tonya, which is the national beer. Hola. Una Tonya, por favor.
Sí.
¿Cuánto cuesta?
La grande 50.
Un pequeño.
Pequeño 43.
43. So that's 43 Cordobas, which is about $1.20 or something like that. You get a can like this. These ones are delicious. Muchas gracias, señor.
Okay.
Adios. Yeah, so a little bit more than $1, but still. I think the cheapest beer I found at a restaurant was $1.67 for some reason. I don't know, maybe that's exactly like 50 or 60 Cordobas, I guess. Because Cordobas is what they use here, but American dollars are accepted everywhere. But I don't know what's best for you using. It depends on the person you're buying from, how they convert your dollars to Cordobas. So let's go and pick up some more money so I can have lunch, and I'll show you the way to the whale watching point. On my way to my hostel is actually the San Juan Del Sur church, so I might as well show you that when I'm passing it. It's right here in this park. These whales are beautiful, but I think the park itself is like a little bit too colorful. It's more like a playground than a park, but these whales are amazing. They're very beautiful. And I'm pretty sure they weren't here a year ago when I was here. This is also something I wanted to show you. Now I can't remember what the second flag is for, but you almost always see these two flags together. The blue and white one is the Nicaraguan flag, and the red and black one that says FSLN is another flag. I'm sorry I can't tell you what it is. I promise I will look it up and I'll get back to you. I have some internet at my hostel, so I'll check what it means when I get there. On my way to the hostel I saw this nice sign I wanted to show you. Life, heart and hope. Do to others what you would have them do to you. That's a good way of life, or good way of living, I would say. Just wanted to show you that. Here's the street on which my hostel is. It's called the Surf Town Hostel San Juan del Sur, and it's the most popular hostel in all of San Juan, and it's very nice. I like it a lot. They have a pool, a bar, restaurant, and people are quiet. On a lot of hostels in Costa Rica, people didn't respect the quiet times. They could come into the room at 2:30 in the morning and turn the lights on and start packing their bags and like being very disrespectful. That never happens here. It's completely quiet after 11 o'clock, sometimes even earlier than that. So if you want to have a good night's sleep, this is the hostel. Surf Town Hostel. I can actually show you what it looks like since the camera is rolling. They are stocking up the bar with ice. Disculpe. Just a quick view of the hostel. Here's the bar, the pool. You have a upstairs also. You're allowed to smoke basically everywhere. The only negative is like there's so many trees that you can't, if you wanna like hang out by the pool and get some sun, you will only get shadow, unfortunately, but maybe that's good because you easily get overheated. So let's get some money and keep walking. Let's have another beer for the road. They sell some very nice IPAs in here, and they are like $3, I think. So you just pay twice as much as a normal lager and you get a excellent IPA. Hola.
Hola.
Here they are. They are called Wanky Yang. They are delicious, in my opinion. So my counting isn't always the best. I confused 50 with 100. I thought he said 54, but he said 104, which is $2.88 for a premium craft brewery IPA. Salud. Delicious. That is the second big beer brand in Nicaragua. It's called Victoria. It's more of a heavy beer. It's heavier and stronger in alcohol. So if you are really thirsty and it's a day like this, I recommend having a Tonya or a refreshing IPA. Those are also very good though. Now I'm gonna go over here and hola.
Hola.
Selling some fresh fruits. I'm gonna go over here and show you the flag again and show you or tell you what it means. It's right over here by some sort of revolutionary guy holding a AK-47, of course. So there's the statue with the AK-47 up in there, and there you have the flag. In English it stands for Sandinista National Liberation Front, and the Sandinistas are the political party ruling Nicaragua at the moment. So that's why the flag is always next to the Nicaraguan flag. The guys there have their lunch break and they were very interested in what I was doing with my camera filming that government house. If you didn't know, you are not allowed to bring any advanced photo equipment to Nicaragua. It's illegal. You can get fined or put in jail maybe, and you will have your equipment taken from you and they won't give it back. So like no advanced system cameras like DSLR cameras or drones are allowed. Your cell phone camera is allowed, of course, and also GoPros, but no advanced camera systems. We even had, when we were crossing the border, we had a girl who was stopped because they thought she was a journalist and they wanted to know what she was doing in Nicaragua. They don't like American journalists here. They don't like Americans at all, but they allow them. But if they are just a little bit suspicious of you, they will take you aside at the customs and you will have a tough time, trust me. So don't try bringing illegal stuff here, because you will have a lot of problems. The border crossing is tough enough as it is because it takes so long. It's super slow. We were almost 60 people trying to cross and there was one counter open and it took a couple of minutes for each person. So yeah, do the math. I think we stayed at the border a little bit more than 2 hours. That was by land. If I remember correctly, I think it's a little bit faster going by air. I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna make this 1 or 2 videos. If I decide to make it 2 videos, then this video ends now.